Hi, I'm Ruggero Dalla from One Foot in the Door, and there's one question that lots of actors ask me, which is, what is the most common mistake that actors make when they start acting for camera? Now, I can tell you by far, and I've worked with over 600 actors over the last 12 years, from complete beginners to absolute professionals that you've seen on TV. And I can tell you, on average, the bigger mistake, the most common mistake that people make is this. They're too fast, too flat, too loud. What does that mean? Too fast and too loud comes straight from performing on the stage. Too loud, it's obvious, you're projecting the voice too much, even if it doesn't sound like you're doing. I'm not talking about people who really don't know anything what they're doing. I'm talking about very good, solid actors, all right? But it's just, we start rehearsing and right away they sort of use that slightly heightened, slightly louder tone, which on camera looks overacted, even if it's not. Too fast, they pick up their cues as they would on theater to feel the energy, to feel everything going. But again, that doesn't translate very well on camera on average. There are exceptions, but on average, it doesn't work. Too flat is a consequence of these two because they start powering through the lines so quickly that they just lose all the little nuances and all the little things that can happen there. Basically, the issue that all these three things come from is that they don't use to their advantage the biggest difference we have between acting on stage and acting on camera. What is this big difference? It's how close the audience is to us. Think about it. On stage, even if you're in a very tiny pub, theater above the pub venue, your audience will always be at least 3-4 meters away from you, always. Unless you're doing a weird one-to-one promenade performance or whatever. But even in that case, you're not gonna be right here, right? The audience is gonna be at least half a meter away. On camera, the perception that the audience have, the perception we all have when we watch TV, right? We feel a lot closer to those characters. You watch someone, framed like I am now, which is, it's a mid close-up, okay? I feel pretty close to you right now. If you saw my whole body, it would feel kind of like when you see someone on stage. If I get even closer, now obviously I'm even closer to you. There's power in this closeness if you know how to use it. The biggest difference this closeness creates is the fact that the audience starts to feel like they can read the character's mind. I say the character, not the actor, because that's different, and there's a whole thing to be said about that. I'll make another video about it. But this closeness allows the audience to have this impression that they can read the character's mind. So as an actor, you need to use that. You can use that to your advantage to tell the story in a more interesting way, because showing the audience right off everything I'm feeling is not as interesting as allowing the audience to guess, to come to you, to think, to read in your mind and your face what the character is feeling. So you need to understand how to create this feeling of intimacy. Now the first thing is slow down, bring the volume down, lower the volume a little bit. Not all the time, okay? Again, there's lots to be said, guys. I'm preparing an online screen acting course where I'll go through all of this and I will launch it very soon. There's a ton to be said about this. But what I mean is simply the average volume should be slightly lower than real life. Remember, volume is not about volume is about performance. So they will bring up your volume in post-production and make sure that people can hear you, okay? So it's about the type of performance that you can use with a lower volume. As you can hear now, I'm using a lower volume with you, and my voice sounds different. It gives a different feeling. Now, it might sound creepy a bit if I start to do that now, but when you use it in a scene and it makes sense to use it to create that feeling of intimacy with your audience, it becomes extremely powerful. Now, there's one little trick that I can give you, and it's pretty simple, pretty quick, just to help you get in the right mindset. And it's this: when you're acting on camera, imagine that you're acting for your very best friend, okay? A very best friend in the world, someone who really supports your acting and is crazy about wanting to see what you do. And this ideal audience member, this best friend you have, is really, really close to you. So even though you're acting with someone else, okay, you're not looking at your friend, the camera, you're looking at someone else, but you're acting, you're performing for your friend. So, and give your friend this gift, this amazing gift, to see, to guess what's going on in your head. Which sometimes it just means allow them the time to see what's going on in your head. If you're just powering through the lines, pick up your cues and all the rest as you would on the stage, they're not going to be able to do that. So act for your best friend. Hope you find this useful. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think about this. And if you have any requests for other topics or things you'd like me to talk about, please, again, leave a comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And please ring the bell as well to get notified whenever I post a new video. And thank you so much. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.